YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the HG Gundam Zevania from the 00 movie, The Awakening of the Trailblazer. Now, I've mentioned this a ton of times, but I'm not the biggest 00 fan, but there were some interesting mobile suits in the series which I definitely wanted to try, and this was actually one of them. Of course, at the time, I was actually kind of on a dilemma whether to get this or the Keradim, and at the time I did get Keradim, but it was an okay kit, but there were some aspects I didn't like, mostly the feet. But so after like 1 or 2 years later, I finally got this, and it was definitely an interesting build. So I'm not gonna make any comparisons with the Keradim because number one, they're entirely different mold suits. Number two, I have no idea where it is at this point, because after you bought and build and made like 200 plus reviews, it's really hard to keep track of where you put your kits around, because with my limited space on my room, I can't display everything as well, and the boxes also take a good amount of spaces. Alright, so as usual, we're going to go with our typical review style, talking about the components, anything interesting, and then articulation. Okay, so first of all, what you get, of course, is the Gundam itself, and then you get two GN Beam pistols as well. I'm going to put this a little bit to the side, and you can see there's the connector of the, for the GN bit holster. So here are the holsters you get. Now, in terms of number, it's 5, but the way how this works is that they divide into different pieces. Let me check. Okay, so first connection and second connection. Yeah, these are pretty, hard. So this is how it works. You get 2, 2, and 1, and you can only store in. There's only one GN holster that can actually hold in those beam pistols in here. So yeah, the other rest are not allowed. You're not available to do that. So yeah, so that also means you do not get 10 of those GN pistols. So yeah. So you get a set. And then you get the extension parts for, I think I should do this. You get the extension parts for the GN pistols, so which makes it into like somewhat into a more longer rifle. So you can use this, or you can divide them and then attach this part only. So yeah. And then we get this part, which is actually a. I'm just gonna show you guys this right away because I won't be able to actually. Oh boy, that did not sound good. Because I'm not going to be able to actually show you guys properly. So if you've seen the movie, these things also works as shields, so they can combine like this and then block enemy attacks. So this is mostly for that effect part. So what you can do is basically this. You can attach this, and there you go. You have the shield effect, and then you're supposed to attach this to another stand that comes with the Gundam Keradim. So yeah, kind of an odd way of doing stuff, but yeah. That's pretty much it for this. So also there is a left and right difference, so keep that in mind. So yeah, yeah, I'm actually confused now because the way how you're supposed to attach this is that yeah. So I'm just gonna leave these here just in case, and then we get this small piece, which is actually a cover-up piece for the hole that connects to the action base. So yeah, nothing too special. So basically what I mean is that that's the part that you can cover up the hole over there. And then finally we get a sticker sheet. Now we do get a good amount of stickers, but I didn't use everything. Most of them were okay, except for maybe this one, which is why I didn't use it. And these ones were, yeah, I just didn't use them on purpose. Which I will mention what part is supposed to be a sticker, and yeah. Okay, now let's go on to the articulation. Now the articulation is, how should I say, it's not the greatest articulation. It also has some odd aspects going on here. But either way, let's go on with the head. I'm gonna have to increase the height of that. Okay, there we go. The head looks pretty okay. It looks pretty general. It definitely, you can still kind of see some aspects from the previous Gundams. But yeah, obviously the eye is a sticker. The red is not. Oh yeah, so that's the only sticker that I actually used on the head. Now you can see this blue section over here on the top piece, on the V-fin. Now that part is supposed to be, well, it's originally a clear piece, and they tell you to put a blue and gray sticker going on here. I really did not want to do that, so I decided to just apply a metallic blue Gundam marker on the clear piece, and it turned out okay. Of course, I think I might need to recolor some areas, but yeah, it turned out okay. And on the head, you can actually flip this open up and then reveal this scope, which actually is kind of has a different color. The sticker they give you is a silver, but according to the manual and such, it has to be the same color as this blue piece. And then you can pull this down to make it like this, so it has that, you know, scope effect. Other than that, the head can go down that much, pretty good. And then 360, not too sure it's possible, but it does. But I don't know why, but it's very stiff, and I just noticed that it's not the head that's rotating, it's the peg that's the polycab neck joint is actually rotating. So keep that in mind. So I don't think it's a proper 360. It's not a thing. Okay, so now let's get the shoulders. Shoulders are the ball joint to connect the shoulders, so you can go forward and backward, and you can see this part is obviously a sticker going on here. Same goes for this side, and this part is also a sticker. Now, one thing that's interesting that's not really mentioned in the manual is that you can actually flip this part or pull this part a little bit up, and then reveals that those scopes that are in the shoulder. Now, those scopes are actually engraved, but the manual does not actually mention anything about this. So you can see there's actually another. You can see there's this line, and then there's another one line right over here, which I assume you can actually just reattach this part over here. But problem is, I think it's covered up by the sticker. No, it's not. I'm gonna try this. Actually, I haven't. So yeah, you can actually do this, which is kind of odd. I don't really know why they didn't really mention this, despite having this effect part, or this aspect. Of course, it's not coming out that easily, so come on. So yeah, I'm not sure why. The shoulders are also kind of odd, so I'm going to take this part. So usually, a normal kid would be able to move their arms about to the side 90 degrees. This kid, in this case, cannot. But this is because of the missile launchers are over here. Of course, this is the part, but this does not actually open as a missile launcher. That gray part is a sticker. Now, once you take that off, you can move a little bit more to the side. So definitely an oddity going on here. And since the arm is on the ball joint, you can do a 360, and you can only bend 90 degrees. And there's actually a clear part on the arm itself, like most 00 kits have on these kind of joints. So you put a sticker inside, and then you put the clear piece on top. Okay, so I'm going to reattach this. So yeah, that definitely was a really odd thing going on. And here's the body. I'm not. Well, there is kind of an ab crunch, but it's not really meant for that. So you get the general idea at this point. 360 twist on the body seems like it's possible, as long as you don't collide with anything. Of course, I think I jinxed it, but yeah, it's almost possible. So currently I went up to this much, but I think if I can move a little bit more if I force this, because that red piece is actually colliding. So yeah, and your hands are your typical ball jointed hands, and you technically have another extra moving joint over here. You can see that. Okay, so now let's get the back. The back, nothing too special going on. We have all the GN drives, the boosters, and yada yada. And we have this part, which actually has a nice gimmick going on. So this is the place where you connect it, but I'm gonna go over that once I actually connect them. And then we have the front skirt. The front skirts actually these are not the front skirt actual pieces. There's another gray piece behind that actually has the ball joint. Then they come in a single piece, but you can divide them if you want to, which I actually did. The side skirts also move a good amount. Front skirt, back skirt does not move. We kind of have a side swivel going on here, and then the legs can go 90 degrees to the side and can go forward, and then double jointed bend. Very nice. And I definitely like the legs of this because it definitely has a more bulky feeling to it, unlike the previous where they were pretty slim. And the feet, more proper feet, or these are what I call actual feet. Like the Cara Dune Gundam feet, those were very odd for me. Definitely like those extra toes going on here. So yeah. So the articulation is okay. Other than the arms, other places are pretty good. They're pretty standard, at least for my standards. So now let's get the GN Beam pistols. We have this clear piece going on. Oh yeah, regarding the stickers, yeah, I forgot. So this gray part, sticker here. So those were on the shoulders. Other than the head, there's not much. And then there's these round ones that goes into these arm joints. There's one that goes inside the chest behind the clear piece, which you don't actually see. And then we have these parts right over here, that works as vents on the feet. So we get 4 of those. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Most of these stickers actually goes onto the arms. Oh yeah, and here, this green piece, you have these gray stickers. Actually, I didn't really want to use this, but I just decided to go for it for now. And then there's another sticker that goes onto the GM Beam pistol, is like inside here. You can flip this up and then reveals the scope. So yeah, one of the stickers I did not use are for these clear pieces on the GM Beam pistols. So you're supposed to put a clear, a white sticker around here, which doesn't actually cover up the entire white piece, but it involves in, like, you have to fold up the front part of sticker to cover up this part, which I absolutely hate. So which is why I just left it, and I actually like the clear piece, you know, like that. So nothing too, you know, shabby. So here we have the extension part, so you can attach it like this, and there you go. And then if you don't like this mode, you can take this part off, which reveals another mode. Very nice. And the handles actually are just your standard handles, which you just need to plug in to the hand, and you can fold it up like this. And then the way how this works is that you have to take off this part. So other than this part, you can pretty much store in everything, and you get the single version, and then oops, you can just slide it in and it goes in there, you know, perfect fit, and it's easy to take out, I think. Yep. Okay, now let's go on with the GM the holsters. Yeah, holsters. Yeah. So the way how these works is that okay. So we have the way how these connect is that we have this peg, but it's not like a plug-in peg. You have to plug it and then slide in peg. So what you do is you put it in. Now I'm just gonna say, if I'm going to be, I'm sorry if this is not the correct, how should I say, the correct direction, because I'm actually confused at this point. Because I just took out one and I kind of lost like my grip for it. But the problem with these is that once you put them in, so okay. So as you can see, there's oh boy. So there's these 4 holes. So it's really up to you on which one you want to use. It really depends on what pose you want to do or where you want to position them. So I'm gonna just put on the end side right over here for now, and yeah, you have them connected. Problem is, once you attach these things, they become very back heavy. So I'm just gonna reattach these right over here. There we go. So you can see it cannot stand on its own at this point. But at least the good thing is that these parts, the connectors, are not loose at all, because the way how this works is that they have like this gear or cranking system. So you can see you have these teeth going on here. So what you can do is attach them permanently. Well, not permanent, but you can kind of lock them into place. I'm just going to show you guys actually one side. So you can actually lock them into place by doing this. And by this, if you do this, at least this part won't actually fall down. And you can also change the angle by doing this. So yeah, that's actually pretty useful. So you can see, despite the weight, it's not actually falling down more. And yeah, I just showed you guys the gist of it. So there's another thing I want to show you. Now, I just want to show you guys the articulation on the connectors. So, come on. So the way how these work is that obviously this thing is on a peg, so you can move up and down. Pretty much 360 if you want to do so. You have the teeth, so as I mentioned, you can control the angle if you want to do so. And then we have this part here, which is actually connected to a ball joint, so you can pretty much move this as much as you want. So I'm gonna take this part out and then reattach this, and then yeah, show you guys how much it can move. So you can move like that. You can 360 twist it if you want to do so. So yeah, definitely has a lot of movement. It's not really limited by the weight. Oh, technically the kit itself is limited by the weight, because if you attach everything, it becomes very back heavy. So what you do is that after you connect it, you have to you angle them about 2 to 3 times lower, and then you rotate this part, and then make sure these holsters are also touching the ground at the same time. So yeah, that's one thing I've noticed that you can do. So maybe around this much, and then you kind of reattach it. So you can see it's almost on the same height. So what you do is you put it at the least bottom, and then reposition them so the GN holsters are touching the ground, so which actually helps you stand up instead of falling backwards. Okay, So other than that, there's one more gimmick I would like to show you guys. Okay, so this one's actually in the manual, so don't worry. So those who've seen the movie, the Gundam Zavanya has a buttload of missiles, but sadly the HG does not actually show everything. But hopefully when we get an MG, it will show everything. So technically these parts has to open up to reveal missiles, but that's not here. But the chest ones are actually there. But problem is these are not the opening hatchet ones. Well, they technically you can do that. Oh, obviously, and these white parts are stickers, if I forgot to mention. You can open these parts off and reveal those small missile holes. Now those has to be colored in yellow, and you can see I opened them up, but technically they're not like that. They're just on this peg, so it kind of gives you the illusion of where it just opened up. And there's the chest piece I was talking about, where you can put a sticker and then put a clear piece on top of it. So that's one, and then the other one is, now technically these parts are supposed to open as well, but they don't. So what you can do is on these top parts is you can take this part out and then reattach it, and it reveals missiles. Same goes for the other one. So yeah, they kind of went with some and some didn't. Technically also the front skirt should have them, but yeah, this is an HG. So overall, this was a very fun kit. Other than the stickers, yeah, the only part I didn't like were the stickers, but the build of the kit was definitely fun and definitely feels very sturdy, and I actually do like the bulky feeling compared to the previous version. So I definitely recommend this for those who like this line of mobile suits. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the HG Gundam Zavanya from the movie. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out of, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!